Bit, but first a story we've been following all day. Another officer in Maine has died in the line of duty. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Nelson.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. A tragic day in Central Maine. State Police Detective Ben Campbell was killed this morning in a car crash on I-95. The
crash took place in the southbound lane near exit 180. News Center's Sean Stackhouse joins us live now from the State Police Barracks in Bangor with the very latest. Sean.
Hi, Lee and Lindsay. Yes, it's a very somber day here at the State Police Barracks in Bangor, losing one of their own. Detective Ben Campbell was the state trooper that was killed on 95 earlier today. And state police say that he was assisting another vehicle at the time. They say that a large truck that was a mix between a tractor trailer and a logging truck crashed in to Campbell while he was assisting another vehicle. They also say he was he had asked for help from other state troopers to help him provide lights during the snow that was coming down at the time.
It's been a tragic day for the Campbell family with the loss of Detective Ben Campbell, and it's been a tough day for our agency. We know that together we'll get through this, but it's been a tough day.
Now, Campbell was struck by a tire that came off of the logging truck while he was assisting that other vehicle. Now, we will be bringing you much more coverage along with who Campbell was later this evening. For now, live in Bangor, Sean Stackhouse, News Center, Maine.
All right, Sean, thank you for that.
All right, we'll check some other news now. This has been a tough year for Maine firefighters and police officers when it comes to those being killed. Berwick Fire Captain Joel Barnes died while fighting an apartment fire last month in Berwick. Fellow firefighters said he died trying to save another firefighter. Captain Barnes had worked with the Berwick Fire Department for 2.5 years, was also the department's training safety officer.
Then almost a year ago, Corporal Eugene Cole of the Somerset County Sheriff's Office was shot to death in Norridgewock. He had worked with the Sheriff's Office for 13 years. Corporal Cole was the first officer to be killed in the line of duty in Maine in nearly 3 decades.
We'll have much more on this killing of the state trooper later this evening at 5:30 and 6, of course. Let's turn our attention to the weather now. Keith Carson is here with that. Well, it did snow, Keith, but it didn't really amount to much, at least not around here.
Yeah, right about that. Over down East Maine, one report, I'll show you in a minute, had 7 inches. So
really?
There was some, yeah, but it was basically right here, which kind of worked out as we thought. A couple of rain showers coming in. These are squally rain showers, though. So on the backside, it's very windy, and so some of these will be snow squalls in the mountains, rain showers elsewhere, but some gusty winds within that coming through Paris right now, through Waterville, and again, snow squalls in through Rangeley and Berlin, New Hampshire. So this is the backside of our system that is now departing. You can tell who saw sun and who didn't. Look at these temperatures into the upper 50s in Portland at 57, 57 in Sanford, 52 in Wiscasset. Shows you what the air mass can do with some sun this time of the year, and this is 6-7 degrees warmer than a lot of the guidance was for today. Over northern Maine, though, where there is snowpack, temperatures only into the 30s in a lot of spots there. Winds starting to gust up with those rain showers and snow squalls into the upper 30s for winds, and I think we'll stay windy all night tonight, gusting at times over 45 miles an hour overnight, and there's a couple of those snow showers and rain showers coming through. It stays relatively mild-ish because we aren't able to decouple the atmosphere overnight. During the day tomorrow, guys, the story is winds. Could see wind gusts over 55 miles an hour, which is kind of light, right on the line of whether or not you'll see some power outages with that.
Yeah, all right. That is nothing to sneeze at, Keith. Thank you very much. More news. Auburn police say they believe they've shut down a local marijuana delivery service. 20 pounds of pot and several other drugs were seized by officers prior to an apartment search last night. Auburn police said officers placed an order for dabs, that's hashish, through an online service called B&B Delivery. After accepting that delivery, officers searched, they got a search warrant at the Minot Avenue apartment, allegedly on behalf of Bruce Fournier.
The House Judiciary Committee approving subpoenas for Special Counsel Robert Mueller's full Russia report. The committee voted 24-17 to give Chairman Jerry Nadler permission to issue subpoenas to the Department of Justice for that final report. House Democrats giving Attorney General William Barr until yesterday to release the full report to Congress.
Back during the month of March, American companies added the fewest jobs in 18 months. According to payroll processor ADP, 129,000 jobs were added last month, but that's down from 197,000 jobs in February. Small businesses added just 6,000 overall. Analysts say the slower hiring pace may suggest employers are being cautious as signs of a slowing economy have emerged.
Health officials say there may be a possible reaction from the use of e-cigarettes. Seizures. The FDA has launched an investigation after receiving 35 reports of users experiencing seizures while using the product over the last decade, though. Many of the users were young adults. Experts say seizures or convulsions are known to be potential side effects of nicotine poisoning. People who experienced a seizure or other health incident from any tobacco product are asked to report it online at safetyreporting.hhs.gov.
Okay. We're going to squeeze in a break. Coming up, we'll see how one toilet paper company is thinking really big with their newest product.
And a type of animation that was made popular in the 1930s is making a comeback thanks to social media. How is everybody today? Definitely a somber day.
All right. Let me
So, Paul, we are still learning more information about that as well. A lot of questions coming in about how Officer Campbell passed away. We know that he was assisting a vehicle on the side of the road on I-95 at mile marker 180 this morning near Hamden, and there was a tractor trailer type logging truck that was also involved in this crash.
Yeah, what we learned at the news conference, pardon me, I have to turn my earpiece down a little bit. What we learned was this logging truck was coming toward them, and inexplicably 2 wheels flew off the logging truck. Again, this is according to state police. One of the wheels just went flying off into the woods, but the other wheel hit the state police officer hard. He was gravely injured there at the scene. They rushed him to the hospital, and that's where he passed away. So they were basically calling it a freak accident. He was not hit by the truck. He was hit by one of the wheels that flew off. So it's very, very unusual circumstances.
So unusual. Already so dangerous on the side of the road, regardless, but then to have something like this happen.
And it was slippery out, but they really didn't think that had anything to do with the wheels falling off. It may have been what caused the first driver to pull off the side of the road, because the state police detective actually had pulled over to help a stranded or somebody having a problem on the side of the road. But yeah, it's just a bizarre set of circumstances.
Definitely. Did you see this story today? They had this on the Today Show this morning. Verizon's launching a cell plan called Just Kids. This begs the question, how young is too young for a cell phone, or what age do you give your kids cell phones? I mean, I think it's different for every family. It's definitely something that, I don't know. It's like one kid in the friend circle gets the phone, and then do all the other kids feel pressure to get the phones? I don't know. It's a safety thing, I guess, if you like walk to and from school.
Yeah. How about I take the first line?
Sure.
And then you hop in after that.
You got it.
So starting tomorrow, Verizon is launching a new cellular plan called Just Kids.
It's the first plan from a major wireless provider designed to meet the needs of both parents and children. Just Kids is a new mix and match plan that includes parental controls. Parents can easily keep track of where their kids are, limit how much time they spend online, and set content filters by using an app. Safety mode also comes automatically enabled to prevent overage fees. That's also very important.
Charmin is thinking big when it's coming to its latest product. Check it out. The toilet paper company is introducing a new Forever Roll, they're calling it. Charmin says this Forever Roll will last up to a month, so not forever, before it has to be changed. It's jumbo-sized. It holds 1,700 sheets and weighs about 2 pounds, while the single-user roll holds just 850 sheets. That's a lot of toilet paper. These rolls, obviously, as you can see, are so big they need a special dispenser. The starter pack comes with 3 multi-user rolls and includes a free toilet paper stand, and the whole price for the whole thing's about $30.
I'm all about taking less trips to the store, but I don't know if this is something I can find.
It's going to be, you're going to see it when you walk into somebody's bathroom, though,
Right.
this giant
It's a conversation
thing.
starter.
I guess
Conversation
it is.
piece.
Yeah. I guess.
Well, guys, IKEA is trying out rental furniture in an attempt to tap into a growing market for more sustainable products. The company says the plan is to develop subscription-based leasing offers to encourage products to be reused as many times as possible before being recycled. It will test out furniture leasing in 30 markets. It has already been running in 5 countries. The rental furniture would also likely require some assembly, like all things at IKEA, which shoppers are pretty reluctant about.
Yeah, the assembly is the hard part.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
really
key.
hard part. Some people like it. My wife loves doing that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yes,
I know
assembling furniture.
Cindy, I heard recently, is the one who helped hang up the peacock over in the
Oh
front
yeah,
of our
she
newsroom.
built the studio downstairs pretty much.
That's amazing. So it's
And
not
much
just
of
in the
our old
garden.
house.
That's cool.
No,
Home
she's very handy.
improvement too.
Aye, not so much.
Cool. All right, guys, later on in the show, we're going to meet a man who has a mission to make instruments playable for everyone.
Yeah, and stick around because Keith's forecast is coming up too.
Took a long time.
We are going to the newsroom from here.
Not the. She didn't build the. The stand-up studio, but she
Yeah.
did the other one over there.
That's
she took
so
all the
cool.
color, all the windows that just shine the lights in behind. She built all that stuff.
Oh my God.
There's a lawsuit filed here, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Oh, I didn't move the. thingies.
Oh, what can I help you move? The trash bags? Barrels?
Gonna slide this over.
All right.
Social media.
Right,
What does it take to
but
make you stop?
I mean, and that's fine. That's okay. But I have talked to these guys about this issue.
You want to hold this piece of paper?
That'd
be awesome, I promise.
Oh, so you told me this was no big deal, and now somebody's filing a class action lawsuit. Clearly, we have a problem here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just because I talked to them in the past and they kind of shrugged it off. We handled it and we did what we need to do, and if anything else comes up, we'll handle it as it comes. And it's like, clearly that's not the case. If somebody's filing a lawsuit against them.
So the story is pretty cool. They, UNE doesn't have the biggest communications department, but they do have one. And this one student wanted to start making these videos in her own time. It's almost like a flip book. You take like hundreds of photos and then you make a video.
Right.
So they turned an old storage closet into her studio.
Oh, nice.
And she brought in her own camera, her own lighting, all this stuff. I mean, it's actually a huge closet. It's not
Right.
that big. It's not that bad. And she makes these videos, and the setup alone takes her 3 hours. Then the shoot takes another 3 hours, and then she has to edit. And she does this like at least once a week or so.
Nice.
So, pretty
Sounds
interesting.
like she should be teaching the class rather than.
I know. But they're really cool videos. They're mesmerizing.
Starting from over here, I'm going to walk over to you guys.
Oh.
You want me to move that trash can?
Nope, that should be good.
You say that now.
Yeah.
All right, so you're scrolling around on social media. What does it take for you to see something that'll make you stop and take a really closer look?
Is it a photo, a video, a quote? Well, there's one local college student who's making it her passion to make us pay attention.
Cookies that crawl.
and tote bags that unpack themselves.
Everything has to be very precise.
Creativity, patience, and good lighting are all Emily Farrick needs to pull off making these short videos. It's called short stop animation.
Creating a video out of pictures.
And they are short.
Typically 10 to 12 seconds.
You may have seen them pop up on your news feeds.
People's attention spans are only really 8 seconds, so the goal is for the video to be a thumb stopper.
As in, stop, drop your scroll.
I'd seen it a little bit on Instagram, which is the main platform that it's distributed through. A lot of advertisers will use them. I really like how it brings products to life. Instead of letting the advertisement tell a story, you're letting the products tell their own story.
You know, probably most people became aware of stop motion animation in the 1930s when King Kong came out, the original King Kong. So I mean, you know, we're looking at, really the concept is quite old, but we're looking at something that has kind of made a comeback and really become integrated with social media.
Jo Habraken is her professor, but Farrick's work is not part of any class. It's all on her own time, and we mean lots of time.
Set up probably 2 to 3 hours, and then shooting probably another 3 hours, and then you also have to edit it as well.
A different approach to digital media using an animation from generations ago. And those videos really are mesmerizing. I find myself watching them over and over and over. Emily, by the way, is a Mainer, so she not only goes to college here, she grew up here in Kennebunk.
And I think, you know, she ought to teach a class instead of just being a student there, because she knows what she's doing, clearly.
It's funny, some people were swinging by the little studio today, very curious to know like how she does it, what's her technique, that sort of thing. So others are watching and they're learning.
Yeah, there's a nostalgic kind of aspect to it too. I like it.
Like those Christmas movies that are all stop motion.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I thought of.
Nightmare Before Christmas is another one. I love that stuff. It's like, it takes forever to do it, but
Yes, it does.
worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it.
Today was I want to show you some of these snowfall reports because as Lee mentioned, over the southern part of the state, nothing, but take a look at this Danforth coming in at 8 inches, 4 in Ellsworth. So our Bar Harbor camera earlier in the day, and I'm not sure if I'm giving Bill enough notice on this, if we could look at it in a second, but it was pasted with snow out there. Here's a look at the radar, a couple of snow showers. Oh, look at that, he delivers it. Guys, look at this camera now. Literally during the middle of the day, it was so covered with snow we couldn't even see it. And now it's...
Isn't that wild?
She gone. So that's what happens with that April snow. Poor man's fertilizer, that's what they say. Rain showers, squalls out into the mountains on the back end of this storm, and really gusty winds coming in with some of these squalls. They're pretty dramatic, so just be aware of that. They're not just your average rain shower. They're coming down hard, and they have gusty winds in there. The winds are 38, 35 miles an hour, the last reports out of some of those squalls. So they come through tonight. Tomorrow is a bright day, but I'll tell you what, it is really windy, especially through the first half to the middle of the day. So with temperatures in the mid-30s, but wind gusts over 40 miles an hour, it's going to feel like below freezing through much of the day. So it's going to be a chilly day. Overnight Thursday, it's quiet. Friday starts with some sunshine, but we start clouding up on Friday afternoon. Another little system comes through with a couple of wet snowflakes Friday night, changing over to rain on Saturday morning. Saturday morning is the worst part of the weekend, but it moves out quickly. Saturday afternoon looks good, and Sunday looks good as well. So we kind of get it over with there Friday night and through early Saturday as far as precipitation. So here are the wind gusts. This is overnight tonight and through early tomorrow morning. Wind gusts in excess of 45 miles an hour, and some of this will be driven by terrain. So the upslope will give us even more gusts on the western side of some of these mountains. And by tomorrow, you can see that some of these readings are 55 plus miles an hour. These are gusts, not sustained, but still. You'll notice it. It'll be enough to snap some branches and whatnot. Should be scattered power outages. Hopefully nothing more than that. It seems like 60 or so is the threshold for that. So after that, guys, you know, it felt like we were riding into spring, and now I'm just not so convinced, because look at this American model as we go out 7 to 10 days. There's some junk out there. I mean, it's there's a couple of systems that approach from the south and west that make me a little nervous. So we'll see. I mean, of course, what happens this time of year, as we just showed you with Bar Harbor, is it's gone really fast. That being said, it's also insulting to the senses at some point. Like if we get into, I'm looking out to like mid-April, and there's still chances of snow out there, and that pushes the boundaries a little bit of what we would like to see. But
we have some outdoor tournament's coming up here soon.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I hope that snow clears out of
nobody
here.
is shocked living in Maine, but it is on the outside of edge of it. So.
I'm shocked every year.
I know, you just keep being shocked by it.
Yeah.
I understand. Listen, we'll keep an eye on it, though.
Yeah, please do. Please do. All right. Ever feel like your job's a tad on the repetitive side? A lot of jobs have an element of that, right?
Sure, sure. So what some would suggest, find a way to discover a new passion. The man we're about to meet has done just that, and he's had the same job for 40 years. Teresa Woodard has this story.
There's a really good chance if you grew up near Dallas and even dabbled in school band, you know Brooke Mays, the long-standing chain of music stores.
Sometimes you just sit around waiting on glue to dry.
And there's also a good chance that Doug Slepitchka
Started in '76, so it's been 43 years.
knows something about you.
I'm not very good. I couldn't play a chopsticks if you wanted me to. I know that much about a whole lot of stuff.
For the last 4 decades, Doug has repaired 400 to 500 band instruments a month.
When there's a little leak back here in the back of this pad, it'll show you where it's at.
From 140 schools in a dozen different districts.
He comes in here and gets to business.
So, say you played flute.
These keys are adjusted so that they close when they're supposed to.
He probably fixed it.
3 down, 1 to go. This is a manual labor type thing. Not labor, it's a labor of love, but...
Rewarding work.
I wasn't always this calm.
But it can be repetitive.
You gotta have a lot of patience.
Until suddenly...
There was a little boy.
It's not.
He only has 1 arm. His dream is to play trumpet.
After just a little brainstorming.
It came to me, you know, I just went, oh, that's what we can do. Put a couple of those on there with a thumb screw.
It took Doug a few days to make a special attachment.
A 3rd valve slide ring.
A modification.
And a soup ladle. He was smiling pretty big, yeah. Or he could take his arm and support the trumpet over here.
That allowed Jensen Crutcher.
Great kid, by the way.
To play the trumpet with 1 arm. It was a clarinet for 12-year-old Kyla McCullough.
And so this was a finger, so it was longer.
She was born with 5 fingers on her hands, no thumbs.
So they had to, I guess, take it off, remove bone, and then put it back on. No, it works just like a thumb.
But that thumb is too thin and not quite limber enough to cover her clarinet keys.
I added a pad, I added a key.
Yeah. Playing this way is a lot easier and a lot more fun.
So I'll find a saxophone to work on.
It's unbelievable, the things that he can come up with just out of nowhere.
His skills intrigue even the hardest to impress colleague.
Up for the challenge?
Of course.
His own kid.
He's a great father, and I wouldn't want to be in a shop with anyone else.
This one's got some torn pads, so we're going to put some pads in it.
Doug has discovered a new passion for an old job.
I would like to do more of this kind of work.
He's hoping to turn over the workshop to his son soon.
Where are the Franklin stuff?
They're in that room right there.
So he can focus on finding solutions.
If you want to play a musical instrument, come see me. If you've been told you can't.
If Doug has a say, anyone can play. In Dallas, I'm Teresa Woodard.
Did your kids play that recorder growing up?
You know, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, Xander played just about everything, but he didn't play.
My brother and I had this like recorder thing.
I
It was
remember
a little
those
smaller
things.
than what they were playing.
Yeah.
Man, I was awful. They were so much better than I was.
I think,
ear
I
piercing.
think there was a period of time when just about everyone in school had to play those things.
Sure.
And I've never seen one in an orchestra, so I don't really know what that's about. But
yeah.
it got you started.
It did.
Got you started.
Exactly.
All right, let's check in with Cindy, see what's coming up in just a couple of minutes at 5:30. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. More on the story you guys had at the top of your newscast on the state trooper. Just a gut-wrenching story, who died while trying to help a stranded motorist. Coming up, we're going to hear from troopers who worked with Detective Benjamin Campbell, who say that that is just exactly the kind of person he was. He'd often just lend a hand without anybody asking for his help. We'll have more on that. Also, Hollywood stars Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin are free on bond tonight after making an initial appearance in federal court, and they and the others charged had to turn over their passports today. Those stories and much more ahead at 5:30. Back to you.
I know we're going to be keeping a close eye on that as
Absolutely.
it unfolds as well. Stick with us, guys. Brain drops when we come back. Awesome. Well, I will see you next week then.
Okay,
if I don't see
okay,
you,
you
so.
take care.
Yeah, thank you. Cool.
Well, you won't see me next week, actually, because that's my 1 week back on the AM.
So I'll see you in yeah, that's right. So guys, to answer some of your questions you guys have been asking, we're going to answer that, I think, on Monday, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of answer it.
Yeah.
I'm going back on the morning show next week for 1 week, and then this is going to become a permanent switch. And for those of you who hate change, we understand. But this is not a corporate thing. This is a personal life thing. I've been doing the mornings for 30 years. Don't want to wake up at 2:30
Do you want to come
anymore.
talk to the Facebook viewers? We're kind of giving them a tease about next week.
But yeah, I just don't want to get up at 2:30 in the morning anymore. I've been doing it. I was just telling her since I was 26 years
and
old.
how
I'm
excited
56.
are you to have date night again?
Gosh,
and how wonderful that Lee Goldberg wants to be home
It's a
early
win-win
with his kids. So
Yeah.
this is a completely a lifestyle thing, and thank you to the powers that be that allowed this to happen because it was important that it happened for our lives.
Lee Goldberg gets to do what you got to do, which was be home with the kids.
Right, coach the teams.
It made sense.
Yes, it made a ton of sense for a while.
And it just doesn't.
Now this makes sense.
Yes,
All right,
it does.
and we got to run downstairs.
Bye,
We got a show coming up. So, and you'll hear more about it on Monday too.
Okay.
So, broke it on Facebook? Was Leah in the meeting where we weren't supposed to talk about this yet? Or no? Missed that meeting?
Oh my God.
What are the comments like?
Am I going to get on the silly train?
See, what had happened was
Okay.
Lee decided to just do it himself.
We're gonna have a little story here before the brain drops. But Keith, I would love for you to join in on this.
Okay.
It's about a blanket that's gone viral that looks like a human, like people are wrapping themselves up in it. It looks like a tortilla, so people look like human burritos.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I love it. Ay. Is this real? All right, guys, you have to check this out. This is the latest thing to break the internet. First, there was the Snuggie. Now there's the tortilla blanket. And people are wrapping themselves up in it to look like a human burrito. It actually looks legit. Doesn't that look like a massive tortilla, Keith?
I think you could look like Jabba the Hutt if you did this. Here's the thing, dogs around the world are very confused by this.
Why?
Because they love burritos, but they don't want your face.
Oh, I thought you were making a Tito burrito joke.
No, Tito could fit 15 Titos in that burrito. But
Look
this
how
is
happy she looks.
I know, this is very millennial first world like things to be doing with
This
your time.
is.
This is what happens when you. Okay, hey, today's brain drops is relatively light for you, but I like this. I just found this site today. Who's looking at homes on Zillow? Go up a little bit here, if we could, because I'm actually forgetting the name of this website, which is kind of the point. The other up. You can't see it. Okay, well.
WeatherSpark.
Okay, there you go, WeatherSpark.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool because this happens to me a lot with Paula and I when we go on vacation. She says, when's the best time to go to X destination?
Sure.
So this website gives you this visual of when it's good to go to a spot. So this is Portland's, shows you how much overcast versus clear skies, and this is by season. So if we go down a little bit, you'd see the months down here, when it's warmest, but also muggiest, and when you have the least amount of precipitation. So it basically tells you, this is your peak time to go, based on the weather and nothing else. And if you keep scrolling down, it gets actually pretty detailed about, okay, here are your average highs and lows.
Yeah.
And so it's all of this information that I can get other places, but it's all in one spot. And so I run into this, I usually know the answer kind of off the top of my head.
Right.
But for example, Paula wanted to go to the Azores,
Where's
Portugal.
that? Oh, Portugal.
And I just didn't know what's their rainy season.
Yeah.
For example.
Doesn't come
And so
naturally to you.
Look at this. It even shows you what your best chance of cloud cover. This goes back to something we talked about earlier, which was if I tell people to come to Maine, 1 week of the year, I tell them the first week of September.
Really?
It's
I didn't know that was like the sweet spot.
I mean, it obviously doesn't work every time, but it's generally still warm.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's not a lot of cloud cover.
Huh.
It's relatively dry-ish, although fall can be a wet season later. But this is like, to me, the peak time to go. But anyways, check that website out because if you're going on a trip, it can help you decide what to do.
Definitely can, and how to pack.
Exactly.
All right, Keith, thanks so much. Stick with us. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now. Bye, guys.
Thank you.